Hello, YouTube. Welcome to an episode of grading YouTube essays. This is a series by Jammies, but I thought that I should put his own standards on his own video. You know, because why wouldn't you do that, you know? Peer review, a very important thing of essays themselves. So, you know, here goes nothing. I've never done this before. I just like his format a lot, okay? But here goes nothing. Let's start with the intro.
A specter is haunting type shit. The specter of aura farming.
Okay, this is a really good example for an intro. It establishes he drops like a very hard quote from himself. You know, starts with some ultra kill music. I quite enjoy this intro. This makes me want to listen to you. Okay, I'm gonna give just +2 for tone immediately, just for that tough intro. I think he's already aura farming with this.
I enjoy me some aura farming. I think it is the coolest fucking thing on earth. And if you don't, I'm gonna be real, you might just be a bitch.
Okay, I think this is where I'm gonna get him for tone again. If you call your audience who might not agree with you a bitch, right? Immediately that makes them hostile towards you. No one really wants to listen to someone hostile. Or it could be considered comedy, but I'm gonna go with hostile here. Okay, I wanna give him a kind of harsh grading system. I'll give him a -1 just for that joke. Okay, you kind of want to be serious here. All right, continue.
That's my hook.
Oh, sorry, I guess I graded him wrong. I'll let the king himself speak. Hook. No, I'll just give a little separate thing for this, because I think that hook was pretty good. Just for hook, +2. We'll go do like this on separate thing, but tone, basically, yeah. For that hook, we'll give him +2. Let's listen to his thesis, I think.
I'm gonna discuss aura farming because I think it's so interesting how it seemingly is a new term, but it feels like it fits a very old emotion. So I was thinking about this because I saw the John Rod meme, for those who know, which is I do not read JoJo Lands. I enjoy JoJo. I watched anime, but I don't read the manga. But I have seen John Rod, and it's this new guy who he has the simplest fucking design on Earth, but it seems like he's one of the most powerful fucking characters ever.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to applaud him. What he's doing out here is an example, right? John Rod is a very good example of aura farming. +5 for just for John Rod in general, you know. Anyways, continue.
And that is the coolest shit on Earth. I love it. I love it. But it also kind of coincides well, because back on the 4th, you know, I was hanging out with some friends. We all went to the beach, and we were talking about aura farming because recently I started watching Baki. I was talking, I love the aura farming in Baki. It's so fun. I don't know what the fuck the plot is. I don't even know the characters' names. I forget them immediately.
Okay, so this, along with John Rod, I might have to get him for this one. Let's get LARP over here as a score, right? He's already shown that he can't really LARP watching Baki, but he's already shown that he's more interested in the aura farming. He watches things for hype moments in aura. And you know what? I kind of consider that LARP, okay? I'll give him -3 for this. This isn't looking good for him by my metrics, but my metrics are probably like really wrong compared to this goat over here. So just give me some credit, okay?
I barely even remember what the fuck their moves are. I don't remember who's a good guy. I don't remember who's a bad guy. There's fucking like a trillion things going on. We go to like Arizona in the middle of nowhere, just out of the blue. And none of that matters because there is so much aura farming. Because the characters are so fucking cool. And whenever they fight, it is the coolest shit on Earth. It can be the slowest battle on Earth, and I'm fucking on the edge of my seat the entire time because it is just so fucking awesome. There's always one character going ballistic, and the other one is just like nonchalantly looking at them. And then it just flips, and then it does that like 8 times, and it's amazing. I love it. It's so good. I love it.
Okay. anecdote, right? He's telling us a story, you know, but honestly, since this story relates to the point and kind of like adds to his qualifications to make sure I spell this correctly, as to his qualifications to make the argument, right? He's witnessed ore farming firsthand, so I'll give him like a +3 for this, you know. He's making it relate to the point, you know. He's not going off a tangent. He is simply stating an example, or I'm not gonna put for example because he's telling a story, but an example of what ore farming means for him, you know?
Love it. It's amazing. So we were talking about ore farming and what it means overall. And that kind of got me on like, well, what are some other great examples of ore farming? And the first thing that immediately popped into my head is JoJo. That show is ore farming incarnate.
JoJo mentioned, I'll give him +3 for example, you know. He's dropping some examples. Personally, my favorite example of ore farming is Goose Fring, right? That guy exudes aura. Okay, I'm not gonna elaborate any further, I don't want to spoil it, but you know, Goose Fring, that guy, he's ore farming out the wazoo. Anyways, continue.
Again, the whole John Rod thing. I love it. I love it. It's so fucking good. The Pillarmen are a perfect example. They show up, slime a bunch of fucking Nazi archaeologists in Italy, and then just aura farm until eventually, after like 30 episodes, the protagonist is strong enough to go after the weakest one of the 3 Pillarmen. Not the fucking guy in Mexico. You don't count. That is so fucking cool. And that guy, well, what are some other cool examples of aura farm? What about from Western stuff? And I'm like, well, Western TV shows and stuff, they don't have a ton of aura farming that I can think of.
Wrong. Breaking Bad.
But their games do. That's why I was like, Titanfall. Watching your Titan drop in and just sit there looking around is the coolest shit on earth. That's aura farming. Seeing my Titan just sit there in the bubble shield, waiting for me to rock in it so that I can go around and fucking kill everyone, that's the coolest shit on earth. That is the coolest fucking thing on earth. That is aura farming. Not when you're in the Titan using it, but specifically right after it drops in and it's just standing there. That is aura farming. And then another picture, and it's the one that's going to be the thumbnail for this, along with John Rod, is the steward from Frostpunk 2. That picture, they are aura farming so fucking.
He just keeps providing examples, so I'm just gonna give him a general +10 here. You know, no glaze, of course, but just, you know, just gotta add that there, because I don't want to keep pausing the video every 2 seconds to add example.
Fucking hard. They are just looking out over the middle of the city while they're in the middle of the glass pane, you know, representing how they organize the city around them. That is aura farming. That is so much aura farming. And that made me think, well, what is aura farming? Because I love it.
Okay, now he's providing a description.
It's so good.
Definition.
So, that's the question that I want to explore, is what is aura farming? And I guess you can consider this my first video essay, but I'm going off like bullet points, so don't expect it. But I want to get into that. But you know, as every great topic being explored needs, we need to define it. So before we get more into it, we of course have to define aura. And I was having a tough time with this because it's a very abstract concept at first. I was thinking about it. We only have to define actually aura. Farming is simple. According to Google, the activity or business of growing crops and raising livestock. Easy. Cultivation. It's also cultivation, right? Where you're kind of sowing the correct conditions for this thing to increase, so that you may reap its bounty, if you will. But that leaves aura, and I was saying, well, what is aura? Because it's not just like being badass. Being badass is like, okay, cool, you're badass.
Okay, this is his thesis finally. What is aura? His thesis is a question, correct? The rest of this video is going to be answering this question, providing examples. So, I think this thesis deserves a solid +5 as it relates to the topic and the rest of the videos, along with the examples he brought up and his anecdote. Continue.
That's a moment, but aura is something else. And so I was thinking, and this is what I was thinking, is it's kind of a communication device. So how I see it is, aura is the reputation for a given character to execute agency over the plot. And let me dive into that a little more. And what I'm specifically saying is it kind of shows us the strength of a character in that they can affect the plot and the story seriously because they are such a powerful character. Essentially, it's saying that there's levels to this shit, and the characters with aura are on a higher level. They're able to like shift what is going on. So they are very serious. And I'm working out that definition. I like it. And it's ultimately a communication, right? That's what aura is. It's like a reputation for strength. It's a way to measure a character's strength because they are able to manipulate the story more. How are they able to do that? Because they're just so strong that the plot has to move around them almost, rather than them being victims of the plot.
I just got an ad. Just for that, Jamies, how dare you monetize your video? I'm giving you a -1 for monetization. Alright, I'll just draw a money symbol. You're getting -1, pal. How dare you make me watch an ad?
Aura is, and it's this currency, right, to measure a character's strength. And then aura farming, it's cultivating, right? So then this is where aura farming comes in. It's like, okay, well, aura farming is something that cultivates that currency. And this is where I get back to my communication device. Aura farming is a communication device that helps convey that this character is capable of seriously affecting the plot. But there is more to it. I will say there is more to it. So now that I kind of have this rough idea of what aura is, it's this currency to show the strength of a character. What aura farming is, a communication strategy to tell the audience that this character is very strong and able to manipulate the plot and has a lot of agency. Now this gets into, okay, well those are my definitions, but what really is aura farming? Like what makes it so specific? And this is where, and I'm coining this, and I expect everyone to credit me if they ever talk about this, and I call it Jamie's aura farming theory. Subtitle, a framework to understand the factors that, when combined, create the phenomenon of aura farming. That is the full title. I expect you to fully utilize it. To me, there's 3 important criteria of aura farming. The first and most important is context. This is the most critical part of aura farming, is the context around a character. Aura farming is ultimately a communication device. It is to communicate a character's ability, which means that that character has to have displayed that they have those abilities. So for instance, if we take the John Rod thing, right? Comes in, hits his pose, right? And we're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, who's this? And then he fucking slimes out the antagonist. The aura farming works because we now know that they can seriously affect the plot because they just eliminated a major fucking character. Even if we want to go to like part 6 of JoJo, when Pucci like almost kills JoJo and Jolene in one of the first episodes, I forget, when they're in like.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right here so that Jammies doesn't like copyright claim and completely obliterate my channel, which I'm not sure my goat would do, but he might. Basically, he's tying every piece of evidence into his thesis and reasoning, you know? And he's not blabbering off on it, right? He's not just, gish-gashing, as the pros call it. He really like ties things in, so I'm gonna give him another +2 for reasoning, you know?
Like the interrogation room. That immediately tells us that, yo, this guy fucks. So when we do find out it's Father Pucci, and we see him on his poses, and he's looking intimidating, we're like, he has the ability to fucking dish damage. That's aura. And that's what I mean by context, is that it needs to be a good character. They need to be a character that is powerful and either has or will very quickly display behaviors that reinforce how powerful they are. But here's the thing. The aura farming itself is not actually the like badass behavior. It's showing that they can do this. I know that's confusing, but hear me out. What makes aura farming so cool is that we know they can be badass, but in this moment, they are not being badass. It's like a show and don't tell. That's what's so cool. And that's why it's also, context is so critical, because if a character has not displayed that they have agency over the plot and are strong, then the aura farming is moot. Does not matter. It will be cringe. But if the character is fucking cool, like the Titans from Titanfall 2, and they're just standing there waiting and ready to fuck shit up, that's aura farming. This brings me to my second part of my theory. And this is the non-temporal aspect. Aura farming isn't about exploiting favorable conditions. Rather, it's about showing that the character is stronger no matter the conditions they're in. And this is what I mean. Think of a really cool moment where a character pulls something off in one of your favorite movies, TV shows, books, whatever. While what they did was badass, is the character themselves badass? That's the difference. It isn't about a specific action that a character does. A specific action is not aura farming. Remember, aura farming is a communication device. What it is it reminds the audience that they are able to do these badass things, and not only that, they can do it no matter what. People have to get to
He's adding more definitions, which is always a really good thing, and he's also explaining why he's adding those definitions. I'm going to give another +2 for definition. Goated.
Their level for them to be challenged, and not the other way around. If they're challenged and only certain conditions make it so that they are capable of aura farming and being badass, they don't have aura. Rather, when they can be badass and do cool ass shit and affect the plot no matter the conditions given, that's aura. Because they're so strong, they do not need certain conditions to exploit. That's aura. That's fucking aura. And again, this goes, with Baki, it's these characters will be fucking punched, beaten, abused, shot, and everything. But they still fucking come out on top. That's aura. Because no matter what conditions they're on, they're still able to fucking dominate the competition. Or the Steward from Frostpunk 2. The Steward has so much aura because they are constantly living at the end of the world in the post-apocalypse, and they're still fucking like going around building the city bigger and bigger and bigger. That's fucking aura. And finally, and I touched on this aspect, this is the third and final aspect, is the inaction of the aura farming. And like I said before, it's the aura farming is not that the character is actually performing anything specifically. Rather, it's that they are just reminding the audience that they are capable of very strong actions.
Mine is like fucking 5 for monetization.
And all those things tie together. The context of a strong character, the non-temporalness of aura farming, where they can do it no matter the conditions in the story at that time, the inaction of them not actually having to show us badass behavior, but just reminding us that they have this agency over the plot. When those three things combine, that is aura farming. And that is what makes some characters so fucking cool and have so much aura. So, let's wrap this up. Aura farming. It's fucking cool. If you don't think...
Okay, he's wrapping it up. It's a pretty good conclusion, you know, you always need to have a conclusion so that the audience doesn't forget things. Good. I'll wait until I finish it.
Think it's cool? You're a bitch. I'm not saying sorry for that. What is it?
Jamie's is ore farming.
It's a communication device ultimately. And it reminds us that certain characters are strong because they can affect the plot because of how big their fucking dicks are. Metaphorically. They're very strong. They have a lot of agency, and they're able to change the plot in very major ways with very little effort. So when they stand there and look intimidating, you take it seriously because you know that they can fight. They aren't just bark, they are very much also fight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. I hope this was enlightening. You know, I was thinking about this just the other day with the gym.
Whatever. Anyways, in conclusion, thank you, Jammies, for providing us with this delectable dish of more content. Let me calculate the scores real quick. The overall score gets a 60 out of Strawberry Elephant. I'm gonna try and draw it real quick. You get a 60 out of Strawberry Elephant. So, what did we learn? Ore farming is when a character shows that they have strength and can create favorable conditions instead of relying on them, right? Using Jamie's ore farming theory, you know, just showing your strength but not using it is ore farming. You know, I think it's a great conclusion. Very insightful video. Thank you, Jammies, again. Please do not copyright strike me. That's about it. Don't write terrible essays.